not a game, it's a rich thing.
Hey guys, so this video is going to be a quick guide to help you get set up for a Footsites release to improve your chances of copying something on Footsites. Okay, so first things first, for Footsites, for any hype release, you're gonna pretty much want to have a bot. You do not have to pay a lot for a rental for a Footsites bot because there are a lot of them. So you can get them for 10, 15, 20 bucks a day. Sometimes even that cheap for a week. So you could run restocks. So I'm going to recommend first thing that you're in some groups to get rentals. The big ones that I use are Botmart because they have a ton of members. You do have to pay a small fee. Is it $3.99? I think it's like $10 for 3 months. Something like that. I could be wrong. It's a small subscription fee. I'll have invite links to all of these groups in the description of this video. So Botmart's a good one. They have about 50,000 members, I believe. Splashmart is another good one for rentals. Tidal Marketplace is a good one to rent. Lockmart is another one. I believe they also have rentals. Yep, Lockmart. For TSB, I'm going to give a shout out to Purple Community. I use them a lot for TSB almost all the time. Even just today, and you had a ticket or a key there, but it's been used, so that can't be leaked. But yeah, so those are good places to be for getting rentals. Just look in the rental channels for the specific bots, or if you can't find a specific channel, look in rental other, and you should be able to just post for pretty much any bots. And there some bots can't be rented, but I'm going to give you some recommendations for good Footsites spots right after this. So, of course, for Footsites, all the big name bots like Wrath, Cyber, Prism, Ganesh, Soul, Toru, Phantom, these are all going to be good bots for Footsites. Cage. Look in your groups. You can honestly, even for like Cyber and Prism and Wrath, like you can get decent prices on rentals for a week, as long as you are like looking. Just put like a listing up in the channel, and people respond to you. Maybe not do it early enough that you can like have time for multiple people to give you an offer, and you should be able to find some for a reasonable price. There are definitely people who charge like a lot just off of the hype of the week, so sometimes get them early, and you'll get better chances. I think that two other good options are Nike Shoebot, which is $500 a year if you get it without a group buy. Get that with the group buy for $300 a year, or either $350, and then the other one is EasyCop Footsites, which you can get for $300 a year if you have a discount code, which I've seen people selling those in Botmart. I don't know if you still can do that, but yeah, you could try that possibly. I know you can't rent EasyCop out, but Nike Shoebot I've found for 15, 10, 20 bucks a rental, and it does pretty well. So those are some good rental options as far as Footsites. Alright, so of course now the next thing is proxies. I'm going to start off right away by saying that residential proxies are a slippery slope to go down because there's just like so many different things that can happen with residential proxies. Like you can spend like hundreds of dollars on maybe 10 gigabytes and then use it up in literally 20 minutes and not cop a single thing because maybe the stock didn't even drop in that amount of time. So like, I personally recommend getting monthly ISPs. If you're gonna try to start botting, I recommend just try it out for a month, invest in ISPs for a month, and then do some rentals, maybe a monthly rental of something higher end like Prism. Prism is a really good one. I would like, you could get a cheaper rental. Just find something like Cyber, Wrath, Prism for a good rental price. Like look around for a month, and then just like try to learn that. And yeah, like then you could also get some residentials, but like be careful with it because like I said, you can burn your residential data. I'm gonna start out by saying that I like Oculus Residential, like their standard residential plan, because you can get like a lot of residential data for really cheap. If you use code Oculus, like I can get 20 gigabytes for $80. Okay. Well, I don't know why it's not Page is not responding, or Edge is not responding. But yeah, if you use code Oculus, I can get 20 gigs for $80. Now, some people don't like Oculus because the quality isn't that great of the residential plan, and it's not. But like, for me, just having that as a backup is worth it because it's cheap, and I get a lot of them. The next ones I use Hex data centers a lot because their pricing is just pretty good, and they're pretty much always in stock. So I use Hex proxies currently for Footsites. I've always used Leaf proxies. Their Comcast and Sprint proxies are pretty good. Ashburn's residentials, I use their residential data center. Those are really good, but they're really expensive. So just be careful with them, you know. And then I have Trinity proxies in here. Like, I would highly recommend them. The thing is that they're a private group, so you have to get invited. They're by invite only. Get it through a group buy or something. I'm just putting this in here because I want to say that a lot of these private proxy groups are where you want to be because they have private pools that you kind of got to be in the know to get into them. And therefore, like, most people who are new to the game don't really have access to them and aren't like banning the proxy pools for everybody else, which happens a lot. So like, just do research, try to get into these more private proxy groups, even if you're not gonna like buy them right away. Just still like go for their restocks and stuff, like if they're dropping invites, because who knows, you might want to use them in the future. Okay, so the next thing with Footsites is for the addition of Data Dome. You're gonna need a Captcha solving service. I would recommend a third-party service so you don't have to sit there and manually solve all day. And the three main ones you need to know for that, that'll pretty much have you covered for all the different bots if you have an account for these three, are Cap Monster, 2Captcha, and Anti-Captcha. If you have an account at all three of these, you don't have to put much in, maybe $5-10. That'll last you for a long time. My Cap Monster is empty, but yeah, it'll last you for a long time. And I will again have links for those in the description. Alright, so I'm going to quick do a setup on two different bots that I have available to me currently, which are Phantom and EasyCop. They're just the ones that I have available to me at this moment, so I'm going to go over a quick setup. The setup should be pretty similar for all the different Footsite bots. There's not much that varies between them, but I'll show you some different things that vary between Phantom and EasyCop. And then I'll explain like some of the things that make a bot more expensive and why you might pay more for a rental or more for a bot overall. So let's get started. So for Footlocker, Footsites, most bots, you can use either the URL or the SKU. So to get the SKU, you would go to footlocker.com or in the group. Now for an item, you can see in the URL here, you can get the SKU. It's this number at the end. I would just copy that and paste that into the SKU spot. I always use the SKU because that's what everybody has in the groups. Like, so if you go in here to our group, you have all the different information. So these Jordan 12 Low East are just released, and we have the SKUs and the links in here. I would just copy that and paste it into the bot. Or you can use the link just for examples, like we'll use the link. So and then you would select your size. You can use random. Obviously, first of all, you're going to have to import your proxies and profiles into here. So proxy list, make a proxy list, and I would paste them in here, and then hit save, and they show up over here. I don't have any to do that now because they're already in here. But then you make your different proxy lists when you are creating your tasks. In Phantom, I would go down here, select, let's go with my Oculus. So I'm not going to use PayPal checkout. A lot of bots probably have this disabled, maybe not, but PayPal checkout hasn't really worked in a while. Maybe it's just Phantom, I don't know. But from what I've seen, PayPal hasn't really been the wave like it used to be. So if you're going for a hype shoot, you would probably hit random size. Now for Phantom, if you want to go for more than one size, you're going to have to do multi-sizing. So you check this box, and then type in your sizes separated by commas. So 10, comma 10.5, comma 11, comma 11.5, and so on. And then obviously no comma after the last one. So I'm gonna set all that's right. Phantom, you can either use all profiles or one profile. You can't select multiple. So that's one of the things, like more expensive bots. Well, it depends on the bot. Like some cheaper bots have it too. Like ECB, you can select multiple. But like different conveniences as far as like task creation and editing are what you're going to end up paying more for when you pay for a rental or for a bot when you buy it. So I'm going to use all profiles, and then quantity of tasks. This is how many tasks you want. When you're making tasks, you don't do one task for each that you want to get, because that is not realistic. You got to put, if you have 100 data center proxies, I'd probably put 75 tasks. So if I'm using all profiles, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, 25. 50 to 84. I can do another one. So, yeah, maybe like 3/4 of your amount of proxies is how many tasks you want to have. And then for Footsites, if you have timeouts, Footsite timeouts usually like 4,500 to 5,000. Definitely, like if you're running restocks for a long time, you're gonna want to bump them up, maybe to like 6,000. If you want to get your webhook notifications for a checkout, you're gonna go into Discord and you're gonna make a webhook and integrations. You can add a new webhook if you want, but I don't need to. So I would copy my webhook URL, paste that into here, and then hit save. But I have my Phantom one in there. And that's pretty much a setup for Phantom. So for your Captcha manager, now this is where you would put your auto solve or Cap Monster, anti-Captcha, or 2Captcha. So for Phantom, you're gonna have to use AutoSolve to use those. You can put them in here and then put your keys into AutoSolve and connect them before you start your tasks, and then get the access token and bot API token from AYCD's dashboard, which looks like this. AYCD AutoSolve. Bear with me. I am in the Discord AutoSolve. So here's you would come to get your token and put that in there. Access token and API token. You're going to use a separate API token for each bot that you're running. That should be evident, but who knows? Maybe it's not. So yeah, and then as far as for EasyCop, it's going to be the same thing pretty much. Like, I'll just show you a few distinctions. So like for EasyCop, you can only use the SKU. So that's one thing. Like Phantom, you could use the link. Just make sure you pay attention to what they say. Like read the guides. If they say use the link, use the link. If they say use the SKU, use the SKU. So you're going to take the SKU from here. Put that in here. And then so EasyCop, like I said, you can select multiple profiles. So I'll just hit control and then click all the profiles that I want. I want all of these. And then again, however many number of tasks you do, it's going to multiply that by the number of profiles. So it's going to be 25 times 4. So that's 100 tasks. And then I'm going to use my hex. And then I can do the same thing with my sizes. I can click control and select multiple different sizes. I'm not clicking control, it's clicking shift. To control multiple different sizes, and I'll click create, and then there you go, I got my tasks. Like I said, again, settings, and put your cat monster key in here, your Discord webhook, your proxies. Make sure you have all that stuff in before you set up your tasks, and it's, like I said, pretty similar across all different bots. Task creation is pretty simple. Start on when the queue goes live. That's when you want to start your task. So usually like 5 minutes before the drop. And then Footsites, I guess some people don't know this, but Footsites really go throughout the day. So you want to leave, if you have ISPs or daily ISPs, you want to keep those running for as long as they're unlocked. Some companies lock them after the drops. So just leave them running for as long as possible until you cop as many as you would like, because they do continue to restock throughout the day. And that's about all for Footsites. I guess just good luck. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'll try to answer them. Also, if you have any questions, check the comments below, and maybe they've already been answered. One other thing, I guess, that I just thought of is profiles. So with each card, most of the time, you're only going to be able to get one shoe per Footsite. So if you have multiple credit cards that are available to be used by slightly different names, like if you have a mom's credit card and a dad's credit card, use those separately and make sure you use the names that are on the card. You should be able to get 2 pairs per Footsite for each of those, like 1 for each of those cards, if that makes any sense. And then just like for Footsites, don't jig the address. Just put it on exactly as on your card, or as you would put on a letter to somebody. So yeah, I hope this was helpful, and if you have any other questions, leave them in the comments, and have a great rest of the day.